Hello, Canucks fans. Welcome back to another episode of Canucks Conversation, brought to you by Bet365. Check out Bet365's 3-goal early payout. When your team goes up 3, you get paid. It's that simple. Download the app today. Must be 19 plus. Please play responsibly. My name is Dave Quadrelli. I am joined by Harman Dial. And if you took 3-goal early payout, actually, if you took Carolina money line, you would have got your 3-goal early payout last night, because the Carolina Hurricanes are now within a game from taking the Stanley Cup final. You've got game 6 on Sunday. Harm, let's get right to it. You think Carolina gets this done in 6?
I don't know whether it's going to be in 6 or 7, but before the Cup final, I made it clear I thought Carolina was going to win this one. I'm leaning it going 7 just because Vegas has always been seemingly down and out throughout the regular season, been counted out, been viewed as the underdog, and yet they never make it easy. They keep fighting, they keep clawing, and I love John Tortorella basically being like, yeah, I'm leaving my clothes here in the hotel. We're going to be back for game 7. So I'd maybe lean a little bit more toward Vegas being able to force a game 7, but one way or another, I think Carolina is going to win this cup.
All right, I want to play a clip from last night's game, and we'll break it down. We're going to talk with Tyler Yaremchuk. We're just going to bring him in to kind of talk about it with us. Excuse me. We're going to bring in Tyler in a second here. But I wanted to play this clip first because our other pal from Daily Faceoff, Johnny Lazarus, we've had him on the show. He's boots on the ground in Carolina last night. Asks the question to John Tortorella. A perfectly reasonable question, by the way. A good question, not just a reasonable one. A good question. Carter Hart's been doo-doo in this series. He's breaking all these records of first he was the first goalie to allow 4 or more goals in the first 4 games of a Stanley Cup final. Then last night he became the first to do it in the first 5 games of a Cup final. That Aho goal, really nice play by Aho to get it off his skate and to the stick. He was so late reacting. He was so late getting across on that. And Carter Hart hasn't been good. So Johnny asks the perfectly reasonable question of, hey, John, with your team down 3-1 and your goalie sucking all series long, did you have any thought to go to the other guy? And this is me. This isn't what Johnny said, but we've seen Brandon Bussi come into the series for Carolina, and they have some conviction, and they're sticking with Brandon Bussi. It's a gutsy move by Rod Brind'Amour, and it seems to be paying off. So the question is asked, would you switch your goaltenders? This is the question asked to John Tortorella. Here's what he had to say.
John, did you consider at all going to Adin Hill in the third period, or was there any conversation you thought about it?
Christ, that could be the stupidest question I've heard.
There you have it. John Tortorella. Now, he was misquoted. Some people are saying that's the stupidest question I've ever heard. That's not what he said. He didn't specify what time period he was talking about. He could have just meant last night or just these playoffs. I don't know. Anyway, I strongly disagree with it. I think the question needs to be asked. Like, why are you still putting Carter Hart out there?
Yeah, and yet, if you're Vegas, it's different than Carolina going to Brandon Bussi, because in Bussi's case, he won 31 regular season games. He was legitimately sturdy for them all year long, and going to Bussi wasn't even so much about, Freddie Anderson has been horrible, we can't trust him in the net at all. It was, okay, Freddie's game, he's done a terrific job of getting us to this point through the first 3 rounds. Maybe the workload is catching up a little bit, the fatigue, and obviously he's going through a tough time personally. We're so close with Claude Lemieux, who passed away, not only his agent, but like a friend, a close mentor. So you consider all those circumstances and you feel a lot of confidence that, hey, Brandon Bussi has been reliable for us all year long. Freddie maybe needs a break. Let's give Freddie a break. Bussi takes the crease, runs with it, and so you just keep rolling with it because Carolina has a trust in both goaltenders really all season long. But for Vegas, it's kind of been the opposite, where for the entire regular season, they didn't have trust in either goaltender. And so, sure, Hart has been getting lit up through the Cup Finals so far, but Adin Hill is coming off the worst regular season of his career. So that's what makes this a particularly fascinating decision, because if they had a backup who was as good as Brent Bussi, it'd be a no-brainer. You go to him all day long. But because Adin Hill has been so abysmal himself, either way, it feels like Vegas and their goaltending has become a question mark. And this is where net minding is so streaky, right? It was terrible for them in the regular season. Then for 3 rounds, randomly, it became a massive strength for them. And then now it's regressed back to where it had essentially been all season long.
And this is kind of my point. Like, you're not going to start him for game 6. That'd be crazy. Like you said, you can't trust Aiden Hill. How great would it have been to have a 20-minute sample size to go off of? Hey, we put him in for the third, which is why I really did like the question from Johnny. And it's almost like Torts is so defensive because he didn't think of it first. Because now you have no idea. Like you're not gonna throw an Aiden Hill for this game, obviously. But what if he went in the third period of that game and did really well? Again, we just talked about Brandon Bussey. I know things are a little bit different, but what if he did really well? Now you have no idea. So I don't know. I just thought that was funny that a perfectly reasonable, good question from Johnny Lazarus got that kind of pushback from John Tortorella, but whatever. Jordan's just cranky. We all know that. All right. Let's bring in Tyler Yaremchuk from Daily Faceoff. Tyler joins us courtesy of our friends over at Greta. Great spot for all games, home and away. And there's a lot of games going on right now. I got to be careful here, but I hear there's some soccer games going on. Some people call it football. There's some of those going on. Totally unnamed, but you can go check it out. Greta's going to have all of them on. There's hockey games going on. There's some basketball. Well, I shouldn't say games. One game. There's 2 teams playing. And you've also got the NBA Finals. Things are really good right now. So head on down to Greta. It's a great spot. Make it your spot. They've got the arcade. They've got the bar. And, of course, they've got that street food menu. Greta's a great spot. Make it your spot. 50 West Cordova Street is the address. Let the games begin. All right. Tyler Yaremchuk joins us now. Tyler, where are you joining us from?
From the studio. Me, Liam's over here. Wave, Liam. Oh. We got producer Reese working on Oilers Nation Radio. Some dishes we haven't done in a while. So just hanging out upstairs.
Can Liam hear me?
No, he can't hear you. Do you have something to say then?
Okay. Yeah, ask him how he thought a 1-for-1 swap of DeBrusk for Nurse would ever be an idea.
How did you think a 1-for-1 swap for DeBrusk or Nurse would ever be an idea?
That wasn't.
He's so mad.
That is not what I said.
That is not what he said.
Bring him on. Tell him he can come on camera. Let's go.
Hey, come here, Come here, Liam. He got clipped. I think he got clipped by our intern. He didn't like. He did. There was more to it.
Right. I'm rage being him a little.
Yeah, we'll do it like we're on.
These the ones in your nose before?
They were in my nose.
Hello, everyone.
Liam Horrobin.
That's not what I was saying. I was saying.
I don't know, Liam. I saw
like a hypothetical scenario. Would Nurse ever want to go to Vancouver because Sarah Nurse is there? And then I just said to Brusque, and I said, this will literally never happen. And I got clipped by someone who works at this company. So that was good. Then he got in trouble.
He did. Liam yelled at him big time.
Wait, so the actual story is Liam, because I saw the clip as well, and I was like, what are you guys on about, right? That makes no sense, a 1-for-1 swap. So the real story is, in the full segment, Liam said this would never make any sense for Vancouver or something along those lines.
Yeah, and our intern still clipped it.
That's
including the part where including the part where Liam says, because his sister plays there, then 20 seconds later goes, wait, no, that's his cousin. I misspoke. But only the part of him getting the sister thing wrong was.
Well, you gotta stop hiring Liam's enemies, man. Holy smokes, that was awesome. That was great.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we aren't that delusional out here at Oilers Nation. A little delusional, not that bad.
Tyler, I'm gonna ask to talk to DFO Tyler and Oilers Tyler. Let's start with Oilers Tyler. Your reaction to the news yesterday: Darnell Nurse requesting a trade out of Edmonton, other than just relief.
So this is kind of not to like pat ourselves on the back because we aren't right about a lot of stuff on Oilers Nation every day, but we kind of saw this coming a couple months ago when it was like, okay, what's the path to them getting rid of Darnell Nurse? And it's like, well, he still has that full no movement and full no trade clause until next July 1st. But when that comes, it's a 10-team no trade list, which means he has to submit a 10-team list. You can trade him to 21 other spots. So we had said for a while now that like the path to you going to him this summer and saying, hey, next summer, you're going to one of those 21, buddy. And it might be somewhere you like. It might be somewhere you don't. This summer, why don't you give us 3 to 5? And it can be somewhere where you really want to spend the next 4 years of your career. And we'll do our best to make it work. And that's exactly what's played out here. Is the Oilers went to him and said, we're moving on. And whether you like it or not, like at some point, you're not going to be an Oiler in the next 2 years. And if you want to go somewhere that you really like, it's happening this summer. So it's good news for the Oilers that Nurse is, open to playing ball. I guess he could have crossed his arms and said, well, then you can trade me next summer. I'm playing here one more year. but he seems open to a change, which also leads me to believe a little bit that maybe this list could expand a little bit. Like if the Oilers go and do right by the player and like actually try to make and work out a trade with one of these teams and they can't do it, maybe they can go to Nurse and say, hey, 2 more teams, any other teams you want us to try? But it seems like, again, you don't come back from this kind of stuff. He's not going to be an Oiler next year. It's just a matter of how much they have to retain or what they have to take back.
Yeah, that was going to be my follow-up. What do you think the parameters of a Nurse trade actually looks like, and what levers do you think the Oilers would be most willing to use to make a Nurse trade work? Because let's be honest, at 9.25, I don't think there are many teams that are going to want to take the full freight of that contract back. And I mean, there are ways the Oilers can get creative. It's, you maybe take an inefficient contract back. You maybe retain a little bit, whether it's a couple $1,000,000 and all of a sudden 7.25 million. Yeah, it's still a little bit overpriced for Darnell Nurse, but I'm sure a lot of teams would still look at him and say, he can be a capable second pair defenseman for us. Then there's also like, there's a third thing, or like the asset sweeteners, right? Like, okay, we'll ask you to take the full contract on, but we're maybe also willing to give up a draft pick, a prospect, some combination of that. How do you think the Oilers will approach that side of it?
So I'll start with the first one because I don't think they can add sweeteners to Darnell Nurse. Like, I don't think this is something where you can give up a first round pick and be like, okay, we got out of the contract, now what? And that's because there's a bit of like, I think the word is like a paradox that exists when you do that. A very big word for me, not used to speaking like that. But like, let's say a team says, you have to give us your next first round pick and we'll take the full contract of Nurse. And if you're the Oilers, it's like, great, we just freed up 9.25 million. What are we going to go acquire? Well, we don't have any first round picks for 3 years now, so we can't go get Jordan Kyrou or whatever. Like, you're just kind of limited in the moves you can make if you give up future assets to get off the Darnell Nurse contract because you just have so few future assets. So I don't think it's the sweetener route. I think it's one of two things. Either, and this would be a shock for me, either there's a market for Darnell Nurse and you just find a team who goes, we'll take him for future considerations because we like the player and we have cap space to burn anyways. Because we are kind of getting to that point in the NHL where there's a lot of teams with money this summer and not a lot of free agents to go spend that money on, at least wisely. So there might be a team who's like, ooh, do we want to spend, and this maybe isn't great because I do like Mario Ferraro, but let's say the market for Mario Ferraro, it's $6.5 million on a long-term deal. And it's like, oh my God, the sticker shock's insane here. A team might just go, you know what? A 4x9 for Darnell Nurse, that's not horrendous. We have money anyways. Sure, Edmonton, we'll just take them from you. That is best case, pie in the sky, blue sky scenario, whatever you want to call it. More than likely, it's going to Detroit and saying like, hey, we'll take JT Compher for 2 years, which I wouldn't like because I think JT Compher is pretty bad, but it's a contract you're out of quicker. He would fill the bottom 6 3C need, you hope, and it's cheaper so you can go sign Connor Murphy and you got 2 players for the price of 1. So I think that's most likely, or it's retaining down until he is a positive asset, which could also be a win for the Oilers. Like, look at the Seth Jones deal. And I know Seth Jones was younger and came with way more upside than Darnell Nurse does, so it's not fully comparable, but they kept $2.5 million and got Spencer Knight and a first round pick. Spencer Knight had some NHL experience, so maybe he's a little bit more valuable than Kosa. But if you're the Oilers and you go to Detroit and you say like, hey, we'll keep 2.25 million of them. We don't need, it's Spencer Knight in a first. We don't need Kosa and a first. We just want Kosa and, throw us a third because we need extra picks. Like, maybe there's a path to something like that happening where you keep a little, turns them into a positive asset, and you can fill a spot that you actually need.
I like the Detroit idea. A couple of other destinations that I'd be thinking about from the Oilers' perspective, and I'm curious what you think, are a couple of the other California teams. Number one is San Jose. Looking at the state of their blue line, I think their top 4 ice time leaders on the back end last year included Timothy Liljegren, who's already been traded to Washington, Dmitry Orlov, who's 34 years old and looked washed, John Klingberg, who is also older and a pending UFA, and Mario Ferraro. So they've got basically no top 4 defensemen. They were using Vinny Desharnais on their top pair in important games for playoff implications down the stretch. Like, that's how down bad San Jose is on that back end. So even though the Sharks, I'm sure they'll be sniffing around younger guys, like whether it's a Nemec or a Kesselring, Olin Zellweger, those types of targets. Realistically, they need multiple top 4 defensemen. And sure, you might go and get a younger guy, but beyond that, they still need more bodies. And a player like Nurse, again, if the Oilers retain a little bit on that, I could see San Jose maybe being interested if Nurse was like a $7.5 million guy. There wasn't much asset cost to it. And then the other one, because of the Ken Holland connection, is LA, especially where, okay, maybe you take back the Brian Dumoulin contract, where Dumoulin, I don't think he's as bad as Cody Ceci. I wouldn't want to take the Cody Ceci contract back, but Dumoulin, I still think can play on your third pair pretty reasonably. And we just heard Peter Laviolette wanting to embrace more of an offensive style. And I'm sure if you're Ken Holland, you could talk yourself into, well, Darnell Nurse, he's got the athletic traits, skates up and down the ice, jumps up in the rush sometimes. Curious whether you think there's a fit with either LA or San Jose as well.
So I'm trying to find the quote that Ken Holland had at his end of season press conference because I really don't want to bungle it, but it was basically something to the effect of when he was asked about some struggling blue liners. And this is like an insane Ken Holland quote. He was like, well, you got to remember with Cody Ceci, he struggled because he's used to playing second pairing minutes and we were playing him third pairing minutes. And that's a tough adjustment. And it was like, what are you talking about, Ken? But that shows you how Ken Holland's brain works. So I could see Ken Holland sitting there and being like, well, I got to get more out of Cody Ceci, and Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci brought him to a Western Conference final. And what, right? Like that was a pairing the first year they went to the Cup final even. So I could see Ken Holland galaxy braining his way into doing this. And it would be such a nice, poetic, full circle moment if Ken Holland is the one who bails you out of the worst signing of the Ken Holland era. There's something to that. Like if he thought it was a good idea a few years ago, maybe he's like, there's only 4 years left on this bad boy. I'm in. So I like LA. And then to your point on San Jose, I think they're an interesting team in all this because I'm not sure if Darnell Nurse has them on his initial list of teams he'd be willing to go to. But this summer, they have 4 D-men on their roster, 2 goalies, 11 forwards, although make that 10 because Logan Couture is technically there. But they have $40.5 million in cap space. They don't need all that. And then next summer, when Celebrini and Will Smith are up for their new deals to kick in, they have $80-point-something million in cap space because Goudreau and Couture both come off the book. So I'm sitting here looking at San Jose and saying they might play like an interesting role in this whole Darnell Nurse thing because they might be one of those teams who just put up their hand and are like, we'll take the whole deal from you. And then Edmonton can maybe go to Philly and say, hey, they're willing to take the whole deal from us. Are you willing to give us something good if we keep $2 million on this thing? Because otherwise we're just going to dump them. And you could go to Ken Holland, who again, not a great negotiator. Could you go to him and say, hey, we're sending him to San Jose at the full contract unless you give us something good in return? So I think there's a path, again, with the number of interested teams we've heard right out of the bat that like this might go well for the Oilers.
Tyler, my last question for Oilers, Tyler, because we already had Bag Milk on the show this week and we talked a lot about Mike Babcock. Mm-hmm. Oilers just can't stay out of the headlines right now. I don't even know what to ask you about Mike Babcock. Like, first of all, I'm just going to assume you're not like a big fan of the idea of Mike Babcock coming in for the Oilers.
No. And part of it is because he has not changed at all. Like I do University of Alberta hockey games. I'm the play-by-play guy. I've been doing it for 9 years. Mike Babcock for a number of years after the Columbus debacle was around that Saskatchewan Huskies program. I heard bad stories about Mike Babcock in that program in the University of Saskatchewan, the way he would treat support staff and things like that. So like, this is not a guy who's shown any remorse. He's not a guy who's looked back on how things have ended and been like, maybe I have to change how I approach. Like, that's not who Mike Babcock is. If there was something where Babcock came out and was like, yeah, now that I've been away from the game for 5 years and I went back and coached younger players, I've learned that like I can't treat people like that. And what I did in the past was wrong. I'd sit here and say, you know what? Not a lot of good coaches on the market. My preference is still Daryl Sutter, but if Babcock was turning himself into like a sympathetic redemption story and showed that he's willing to learn, then I could see a path to this. But he's a bad coach who was bad in Toronto. He hasn't been good in 15, 16 years when he had super teams in Detroit. And if he's not willing to show that he's learned from all the emotional abuse and all that, then why should I believe that he's willing to learn different coaching styles or can adapt the way he thinks about the game to fit 2026. So that's where I'm at with Babcock. It's a stupid idea, and the Oilers, classic smartest guy in the room syndrome, which has haunted them for a while.
Well said. Okay, DFO Tyler. Do you switch goalies if you're Vegas? Would you have switched goalies ahead of the third period last night?
Yeah, I would have switched goalies ahead of the third period last night. Carter Hart, like, again, you want to talk about redemption stories? Not that that's a fun one, but like he hasn't played hockey in 2 years. So the idea that going along this playoff run where he's been playing every second night with quite regularity for quite some time, the idea that he could be running out of gas and just needs a breather is not insane or a dumb question or far fetched. Like it might be the truth, and I was really curious when it was 4-1. I would have yanked him. I would have said, hey, go get a breather, get ahead of this, decompress for a little bit, and it's your net in game 6. I don't think it's that bad that you should be starting Aiden Hill in game 6, because again, he hasn't played in a really long time, so that comes with a whole nother set of risk. But Carter Hart's your guy in game 6, but I just think, again, Vegas shouldn't have scoffed at the idea. Torch shouldn't have scoffed at the idea. I know you just played the clip of Hart needing a rest.
Before game 5, in discussing the potential Conn Smythe winner, we were looking at it as, all right, Mitch Marner's knocking on the door of 30 points at this postseason, and we may be reaching a point where even if Vegas loses in the Cup final, he may have the Connor McDavid situation where he still wins the Conn Smythe anyway. But with Jordan Staal scoring again and having this historic Cup final, originally I was in the boat of, well, he's had an unbelievable Stanley Cup final, but this isn't a finals MVP award. Through the first 3 rounds, he was good, but he was third line shutdown center Jordan Staal. But as this continues to shift, Marner was pretty quiet last night. If he's quiet again in game 6 and Carolina wins the Cup, I don't think he can win the Conn Smythe under those circumstances. And I've kind of changed my mind and gone to, well, Staal scores again, I think it goes to him. How do you view the Conn Smythe race, and is there still a road to Marner winning even if Vegas loses the Cup?
Yeah, I talked about this after game 3 when I was down in Vegas with Irf Gafar. He was on DFO Live. And the conversation was exactly what you just laid out. Like, I get that it's not a finals award, but the award is always traditionally, like, what you do in the finals is way more heavily weighted than what you do in the first 3 rounds. And if it wasn't, we'd have years where guys who lose in the conference finals would win and they don't. So I kind of always view it like my internal calculation is like, what you do in the lead up to the finals is worth 50%. What you do in the Stanley Cup final is worth 50%. So that's why I think it's so significant that Jordan Staal has been, quite frankly, scoring at the rate he has and been so important for this Carolina team. Like, and the other thing to remember is these aren't like nothing burger goals. When it's 3-1, he's not coming in and chipping in the empty netter or, scoring the goal to make it 5-2. Like, he's scoring game-winning goals. He's scoring game-tying goals late in hockey games. And as far as the defensive shutdown stuff, Jack Eichel doesn't have a goal in this series. Jack Eichel's winning, I think he's had a 32 or 33% faceoff percentage, because Jordan Staal's at 72%, I think, on the series. He was 73.9% last night. Jordan Staal's a big reason why Vegas's best players can't start their shifts with the puck, because he's basically been automatic in the faceoff circle. So I do think all of these things do count. As much as it's weird to look at a guy with 12 points and be like, that's a Conn Smythe Trophy winner, I look at what he means emotionally to that Carolina team. That is, as old school hockey brain does that is of me, like, that carries value. He means a lot in that room to a lot of those young guys. He wins faceoffs. There's some crazy stat. Someone was telling me about it in Vegas that the centermen he's on the ice with in these playoffs haven't scored a goal yet when he's on the ice against them. Like, whoever he's matched up against in a shift hasn't found the back of the net once. And like, I haven't fact checked that, but I believe it because a reputable person told me. Like, that's crazy that you've been that elite defensively. So in the same way that, like, if Jacob Slavin was playing out of his mind, he'd be in the Conn Smythe conversation out of what he does defensively. Jordan Staal's bringing that much value to this Carolina team defensively, and the goals are what's really rocketing him up in this conversation.
Tyler, this was fun, man. Thank you so much for doing this. We will chat with you soon.
Have a good weekend, boys. Go catch a Canadiens game if they're in town.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Tyler. We will do that. I'm gonna segue to an ad read from that. Tyler Yaremchuk. Catch him Oilers Nation every day and Daily Faceoff live as well. All right, we gotta get to anyone else, which is a presentation of the Vancouver Canadians. The Seas are back at the Nat this week, and this weekend you've got the Nooner at the Nat. They're actually playing right now, and then Saturday you've got a 105 start. Sunday a 105 start as well. It's gonna be a nice, hot, sunny weekend out here in Vancouver, so head on down to the Nat. Always a great time at the Nat. For tickets, call 604-872-5232 or check out canadiansbaseball.com. All right, This is going to be along anyone else. Because we wanted to talk about Darnell Nurse. And I'm going to be honest with you, Harm. Remember yesterday how I was talking on the show, like, oh, Friday's show going to be a really big Darnell Nurse show. Like, I'm going to have a lot to say about Darnell Nurse. I don't know, man. I slept on it. I don't think I like Darnell Nurse that much. I really like the idea. But I don't like. Tyler makes a good point that you're probably not getting a first round pick, and then at that point, I'm kind of like, okay, well, I don't know if it's really that worth it for the Canucks. Am I wrong?
Oh, well, that and still the main obstacle. I don't see why Darnell Nurse would want to come to Vancouver.
Well, I don't worry too much.
And he
about
holds power
stuff like that. Yeah, I don't worry too much about stuff like that. I have on the board behind me no move clauses don't really matter. Like quite frankly, there's a world where the Oilers say, yeah, it's great you asked for it now. We're just gonna hold it if you don't accept one of these teams that we want to trade you to. We're just gonna hold on to you. There's always
then he'll say, fine, I'll play out this season.
Yeah, which they'll have to be okay with it if they don't get a return. My point being, you can make a player waive to basically anywhere.
No, I don't think so. No,
yeah, you can.
Not to anywhere. Ask that to Chris Drury and how he had to handle the Artemi Panarin situation. He was held hostage.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's actually a fair point. But you think Andrei Kuzmenko was sitting there being like, oh, I can't wait to go to Calgary? No. You got told, like, hey, we'd like to trade you to Calgary. If you don't waive this, we're going to put it out there that you didn't accept the trade and you blocked the trade. Like, no,
yeah, and that works on some guys. It doesn't
I don't know
work
necessarily
on other
that's
guys.
what he was said. That's the implication.
And that works on some guys. It doesn't work on other guys. And by all accounts, as much as teams shouldn't touch that Darnell Nurse contract, I think, especially if the Oilers are willing to retain a couple million on that, I think teams will. The San Jose example, again, I wouldn't do if I was the Sharks, but Darnell Nurse would instantly be their best defenseman. Arguably.
Yeah,
I mean, look who on that back end is better. And that's an extremely low bar. I think it obviously says more about the state of the Sharks blue line than of Darnell Nurse. But I think in the right spot, he could be a fine second pair defenseman. And the Sharks, again, have $40.5 million in cap space. They have to spend several million just to reach the cap floor. Again, I would not do this if I was Mike Greer, but they need multiple top four defensemen. I could see a world where, I mean, this is the same team that took the Barclay Goodrow contract on from the New York Rangers.
That's true.
Without asking for any assets and sweeteners. So I think there's going to be a market for Nurse, whether it's a team like San Jose or LA making another boneheaded move or a team like Philly kicking around. I think there are going to be enough teams that are interested to where Darnell's going to have options that are much more palatable than Vancouver, not to mention what Tyler brought up, where you're probably not getting a first round pick, and that defeats the entire purpose of taking him on if you're the Canucks anyway.
All right. Anything else you want to say about Nurse?
Nope.
All right. Yesterday, people in the chat said, don't talk about Nurse. It's never going to happen. And I said, don't say that. And now I think they might have been onto something. They might have been right. All right. Piece of Canucks news that came down the pipeline yesterday. Richard Seeley named the assistant general manager of the team and the GM of the Abbotsford Canucks. He takes Ryan Johnson's old job. J-Pat wrote a good feature over at CanucksArmy.com about Seeley's past, the wealth of knowledge that he has, the success that he's had in the past. This was a tweet from Steve Weir. I think it's pronounced Weir. I apologize. I've talked to Steve on the phone. Steve used to work with the Florida Panthers. He was in the front office. He's a great guy. I've chatted with him before. I apologize that I'm blanking. How do you say his last name? Do you remember?
I don't.
I think it's just Weir, right?
And I should know too. I should know too because I also know him well.
Sorry, Steve. Anyways, Steve put out a tweet that said, years ago in Florida, we did a lot of interviews for an AHL head coach opening. One candidate from the ECHL stood out to our younger AGMs and analytics team for his innovative and progressive approach. He was our number one choice. He was going places. It was Rich Seeley, and that is who the Canucks have hired. Seeley ran the Ontario Reign, the LA Kings farm team, ran the Ontario Reign for the last 8 years. Powell River, BC native. He comes to the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, and look, Steve was part of the whole Computer Boys movement in Florida before they got pushed out by Dale Talon. He's a really sharp, smart guy. Again, I talk to a lot of coaches, executives, people in the game, agents, current, former. He's right near the top of the list in terms of smartest people I've talked to. If Steve is vouching for a guy, like that's legit. He's smart. So as soon as Steve sent that to me, and as an added piece of context, Florida did offer him an assistant coach spot with their AHL team at the time, but it didn't end up working out. If he's vouching for someone, like that's all I need to know. This is a good hire for the Canucks. I like the amount of experience that he has, both on the coaching and kind of management side, and guy with local ties. And I also like the idea of. I understand there's some concern about are the Canucks cheaping out with some of their hires, but to me, I like the idea of getting a guy that has experience, but is also from here, sounds young and hungry. Like that. This seems like a guy that can kind of grow with the organization and have really strong impact. So I don't have any worries about did the Canucks cheap out by not necessarily landing the biggest name. To me, by all accounts, he's very qualified, very sharp, and I'm excited to see what work he can do.
Here's a question that I just thought of, just pulling it right out of my bum. Who do you think would cost more? A guy like Sealy or like Pierre Dorion? Because there's this idea out there that
Dorian would cost more for sure.
100%. And that's what I'm saying is like, go get older, go get more experienced guys. It's like, yes, I understand what people are saying. And on the flip side, they're saying, well, the Canucks are cheaping out. And I think it's fair to critique that, and it's fair to have concerns about that. But also recognize that you can still make a good hire, even if the guy hasn't been a GM of an NHL team before. And like you just agreed with me, Pierre Dorion probably costs more. Does not mean I would be more excited if they hired Pierre Dorion. I don't know many people who would. Anything else on Sealy you wanted to get in?
No.
All right, let's play this 82-0 game. Jacob, It's not Family Feud, but you take it away. I kept saying, I want to practice. I want to do it at least once. I've never done this, so I'm ready to do it for the first time on this show. Can you explain to the people what it is?
Absolutely. So I'm sure a lot of people have saw it. I think the basketball one was the first one that came out. There's a million different versions. The one we're playing is called Dynasty Draft because it was sent to us by a Canucks Army reader. I believe his name was Sagar Sidhu. Sent this in. This was the one that he built. So we're going to play this one, even though there's other versions available. We want to represent a Canucks Army listener. So we're going to play a few different rounds here. And for those of you who don't know, you basically get a randomized decade and randomized franchise, and you have to try and build the best possible lineup to go undefeated. So we're three different ones we're going to do. We're going to try and build the best possible team. We're going to try and build the worst possible team. And I want to get Harmon to do the analytics war room mode, which I think would just be right up his alley. So we'll save that for the end. Couple options. So there's the casual or the blind. Blind means you don't get to see a player's stats. Casual means you get to see their games played, goals assist.
Blind. We cover hockey for a living. We have to do blind.
Harm, you're muted.
By the way, you're muted.
Now the worry with blind is you're okay. So when you get the 1960s California Golden Seals, are you gonna?
Well, there's no one good on there.
That's true.
Fair enough. no one good on the Seals. You skip.
Wait.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Do I have a list of names, or do I have to try to remember who was on the Seals?
You have a
list of names.
You have a list of names.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be fine then.
And for context, I don't know if this one is similar, but you get two options to kind of pass. Where, let's say you land the '70s Canucks as an example, and you don't like the options there. You can either say, and you only get one of these per game. You can say, I want to pick someone from the Canucks, but I'm going to respin what decade. And so you re-roll the dice and you might get the 90s Canucks. And so it's like, okay, I'm going to take Pavel Bure now. That's way better. Or the other thing you can pick is same decade, but re-roll the actual franchise. So if you got the 2020s. So if you got the 2020s Seattle Kraken, like no one's going to be elite on that team. So in that situation, you would re-roll the franchise and hope that you get, I don't know, the 2020 Oilers and then pick McDavid or something.
Yes, exactly.
Question. Does it take, like, say we got the 70s Canucks, for example, and we, for some reason, wanted to make a pick. Like, Don Lever had that 138 goal campaign.
Yes.
Does it take that
It does.
year, or would it take
takes,
his whole? Okay,
it takes
Okay,
their
okay.
best.
I get it now.
It takes their best season from the decade, and I believe I don't know if this one does or not, but a lot of these it for play if their best season they didn't play all 82 games, or if it's from a pre-82 game era, they will take their projected numbers for an 82 game season just to even the playing field. All right,
let's do
so
it.
I think those are the rules. Let's start it out. You get the 1980s Colorado Rockies. So you can search. So
Murray
here,
Walker?
so it just puts it in alphabetical order. You can also search or
Oh,
split up
hold on.
here.
Scroll down. All the way to the bottom. Did I see? So Glenn Resch, I remember. I don't know how good he was for the Rockies, but I remember there was a different era or decade maybe where he was like lights out.
So this is a tough part about playing
a risk,
blind,
though.
right?
That's a
Because
risk,
you don't know. You don't know if his great
Yeah,
season
I don't know
was
if
a
he was
Rockies
good.
season.
I
mean,
feel like we might want to.
This is such a
Can we
good decade.
re-roll this?
Yeah. So this is
let's-
such a good decade to re-roll a team. You could end up
Yeah.
with the Islanders or
re-roll
the
it.
Oilers or the Habs. The Habs didn't really have anyone in this decade, but all right, you get
It was
Buffalo in the 80s. So
But they would have had
you would have gotten early
Okay,
McGillney.
McGillney's an option.
McGillney's the first one I think of. Clark Gillies was good, not as good as McGillney.
Andrew Chuck,
Andrew Chuck.
Yeah.
Doug Bodger was
Lever.
there.
Look on D. Is this the decade they had Phil Housley? Or no?
Ooh, I thought
No,
he
I
was
don't
the
think this was
90s.
Housley.
Yeah, I know he's there. You got
But he's
Phil
on
Housley.
there.
Yeah,
That's
but,
an option.
Yeah, but was he a rookie?
Yeah, I don't
If
remember.
he broke out
80s.
in the 90s.
Everyone put up tons of points in the 80s.
Yeah, okay. I think we should go McGillney here.
Yeah, let's do it. I feel like that's a safe pick.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
because it'll be his like late 80s. Yeah, okay. Good pick.
Okay,
Okay.
Carolina
we
in the
don't find out-
2010. No, we wait till the end. So Carolina in the
Okay.
2010s.
Probably
Oof.
Semin.
You want to
Especially
go?
You want
Love
to take
was-
a?
Defenseman.
Not Cam Ward. We're not taking a goalie right now.
Dougie. Dougie had one year where he like really went off.
Yeah, give me Dougie. Put Dougie down. Yep.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on. Just wait. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Unless you guys want to speed run it.
No, you don't have to speed run it. It's
How slow are we gonna go?
do we want Brandon Sutter to pull up the middle of our team here? Or?
I was gonna say
I
like
don't
the
think
only other guy
Carolina's
would be,
ever
like,
had any big massive point producing seasons. So I
Yeah,
think
you
Dougie might
just-
be our best option. But we're not going to go 82-0 with this.
No, we absolutely will not. I think we'll do this one twice, and then we'll try once to go.
Let's just do
82.
Dougie, and we'll.
Give me
yeah.
Dougie. Yeah.
Yeah, like this. To be honest, this is a tough first few rolls.
Yeah.
It's not great. Washington in the 2000s is a great
Alex
roll
Ovechkin, let's go.
because you have
Oh,
an
yeah.
absolute Hall of Famer, one of
Go a
the
little
greatest of all
quicker.
time. Yeah, the Quebec Nordiques in the
Back
70s.
1970s. Scroll a bit. Not goalies.
No, I mean they didn't have many.
This is tough. This is not great.
You could switch the era.
No.
Now I don't know
no.
if this one, because it's the Colorado Avalanche franchise.
Yeah.
Right? You could spin the
Yeah, and
90s
we
and,
might-
then get
we'll
Sakic
You could
or
also get
Forsberg.
Sakic or something.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we
from
respin
Quebec,
it.
Yeah, do it.
Oh, only go up to the
80s.
80s.
80s. We're cooked.
Oh, that's ooh. Okay, next group here. Let's see.
I mean, get Dale Hunter.
Dale Hunt. Oh, wait. I
No.
see Sakic.
Yeah.
I see Sakic. I don't know
Yeah,
if he's
Sakic, because he was drafted in 86 or 87.
Yes. Take
88?
Sakic.
So you would have
Just take him.
young Sakic, although
Yeah.
Peter Stastny is also available.
Sakic.
I don't remember off the I know Peter Stastny was a good player, but I can't remember off the top of my head who would have outproduced.
We'll look it up after. I think Stastny's best season is better than Sakic's best 80s season, but we'll go with Sakic. It's a big name.
Yep.
Okay, you need one more
a big
defenseman
name.
and a goalie. The Kings in the 80s.
Oh,
I think we missed the boat on like Rob Blake.
Yeah.
You can get Gary Galley.
What goalies they got?
Goalies, you might have Rudy, Healy.
Wow, they had a lot of goalies. No, none of these guys.
Yeah, this is a tough one. If you had another respin, this would be a great time to use it.
Forwards.
know.
Give me forwards. Show me
You
some
can't. You're
forwards.
full. You're full up
We're
front.
done on forwards. We have to take.
You're
Oh,
building a
that's
starting
hysterical.
6, right? So
Wow, this team might be like.
Should we
Yeah.
take a goalie?
I would probably take.
Take Kelly Rudy.
I'd
I like
probably
Kelly
take a
Rudy.
goalie. Take Kelly. Maybe we can get BXO.
Man,
as
this
the
team's
last
gonna be
defenseman
like
spot.
below 70 wins, man. This is
Boston in
tough.
the 90s. Adam Oates would have
Oh.
been good, but he's not available. You need a defenseman. Luckily,
Ray Bourque?
I was going to say
Are you
Ray
gonna-
Bourque should be available for you. Yeah.
All
There
right,
it is.
okay.
Nice.
So you get
That's
one
great.
Hall of Famer. All right. Let's see what you guys.
Okay.
This is
You guys went 41,
Oh.
30, and 11.
that's brutal.
We're chasing playoff revenue. We're just chasing playoff revenue.
Except
We're
you missed the
wild card team.
playoffs.
We're close. We were close. We're selling hope to our fan base the next year. All right, I want to do that again. Are we going for another good team or worst team?
Okay, let's do another good team, and then we'll try and go 0-82. Stick with
How are we
blind.
doing on time?
We're good.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
We got lots of time.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
All right. Play blind. Here we go. Detroit in the 90s.
Okay,
Great start.
here we go. This is more like it. This is
Great
more
start.
like it. Can Nicholas Lidstrom still be?
I feel like
Taking
Lidstrom
him?
might be the best option.
I would
Well,
think so.
I guess
They
this
did
is
have
where it
some
depends on
forwards.
the. I guess it depends on the model, right? Because
Got Yzerman,
some versions
Fedorov.
they like properly account for defensive impact, and in that one, Lidstrom's going to be a cheat code for you. But if it's pure offense, I don't know if it'll fully reward
I think
Lidstrom. In which case, like Yzerman might be better.
I would hope this one has like the full model. I mean, it's a Canucks Army reader,
Yeah.
Canucks convo listener. I would hope that that he built it out to factor in a player like Nick Lidstrom.
Yeah. Let's go Lidstrom. He is objectively the right choice.
Buffalo in the 80s. So you could take McGillney again, or
McGillney,
you could,
let's
or
do
you
it.
could go with another respinner. If
No, save
Yeah,
the respin. We
McGillney.
got brutal picks. McGillney, take him again.
okay.
Okay.
The Atlanta
This is good.
Thrashers in the
Oh.
2010s / Winnipeg Jets, obviously.
Kovalchuk.
In the 2010s, though, he
Oh, not the 2010s.
You know
damn it.
what?
Okay.
he didn't even play for them in the 2010s. Yeah,
We could respin the era and then end up with Kovalchuk or Heatley.
that's true. If you get the
Yeah, let's do
2000s,
that.
Or we could respin the franchise.
I mean, lots of good players in
this
the
is a tough one.
2010s.
Oh,
Right,
in
you
the
get it.
2010s. Yeah. Respin the team.
How
I like
good
the
was
team.
Kari Lettinen? Is it
Not
worth just
very.
getting the goal?
He's not even.
No.
He's not even in here.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
How good was?
Because you got to
Kari
keep in mind
Lehtinen?
the Thrashers. So this is just the Thrashers. This isn't even factoring in Winnipeg. They played one season in the 2010s. You get
No,
the
right,
2000.
Spin the team.
You get the 2009-10 Atlanta
spin the
Thrashers.
team.
Spin the team.
Carolina.
Come on.
Okay.
That's bad. We've already been through this one.
Did Skinner
Bill
pop?
DiGiuseppe.
No, his 40 years in Buffalo.
Skinners, yeah. Again,
Are we
there's
gonna have
really
to
no
go Dougie
goaltending.
again, or should we? The goalies aren't even that good either.
Didn't Scott Darling have a good
Oh.
year? I don't know. It was in Chicago.
I think you take Dougie again, but
Yeah, take Dougie. We'll take Dougie. That's okay. That's okay.
Detroit in the 1960s. Well, there's an obvious one here.
Oh yeah,
Let's
Gordie
go.
Howe.
Oh, except he's only a right
we're
wing.
taking a right winger.
Yeah,
No, but you should be able
we
to
can
move him.
Nice.
no,
Okay, cool,
he does.
cool.
Neither of these guys has left wing availability. It's right wing only for both of them.
What?
Oh shoot.
Oh,
So, like
Okay.
some of them will have both wings or a wing and a center, but
Well, there goes that. This has been awful.
they do have some decent, like Alex Del Vecchio's a Hall
Yeah,
of Famer.
I think that's probably our pick
Is there
there.
anyone better than Del Vecchio up the middle? Pete Mahovlich. I would probably say Del Vecchio might be the
Del
best.
Vecchio.
yeah. I
let's
think
do
Del
that.
Vecchio's a pick.
Okay, you need a goalie and a left wing. I think we have an era respin. Kings in the 60s.
I think let's
We need a left wing.
era respin probably on this one.
Yeah, I mean they.
Oh,
Yeah.
Terry Sawchuk
what-
though.
Yeah, but that's like
Oh.
old Terry
Mr.
Sawchuk.
Oh,
Kings.
okay.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah,
we,
no,
we
you're right.
respin the era.
I mean,
Respin.
if you get the 2010s, you're going to get Jonathan Quick. Left wing might be tough, but we'll see. You get the 70s.
Robitaille play left. Come
So
on.
you could take Roji Vachon, who was one of the better goalies in the 70s. Let's see. What do you have for wingers? Not a lot. I would recommend taking Roji.
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
Take Roji
Do it.
Vachon.
Big Roji.
All right, last spin. You need a left winger From the Buffalo Sabres
Buffalo
in the
2020s.
2020s.
Nice.
Ooh, Beck Malenstein, call him up.
Zach
No,
Benson, Olofsson.
Ooh, this Skinner had that 140 goal year, I guess.
In the
Yeah,
2020s?
That's
Oh,
the one.
2020s. I thought this was 2010s.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, this is brutal. This is like
this is brutal. Victor Olofsson scored a bunch of power play goals. Yeah, put him down. Victor Olofsson.
Yep.
That'll be literally
Oh, come on.
statistically the best answer. Has to be.
Hey, you guys made the playoffs.
59! Let's go. 59,
With
17, and 6.
the defense. So obviously Lidstrom was the right choice,
That's
right?
carried.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's do one fun, make the worst team we can draft.
Yeah.
This I should be good at.
We'll stay blind just so
Yeah.
that you might accidentally take a good player, which would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Ottawa in the 90s. Dag actually
Okay.
put up some numbers. Like, don't take him here.
Okay.
You want to take a player you have never heard of.
But sometimes the player you've never heard of might actually have been decent for a year or two. That's the only problem.
Fair enough.
Goalies?
They had some bad goalies at the time.
I've never heard of any of these guys.
I've
Haven't
heard of some of these guys,
Leem,
but they were
Tugnut,
good, like Tugnut, Damian Rhodes.
Damian Rhodes. Yeah. I mean, Yashin would have been good if you were actually trying to win, but just pick anybody here at this point. What position?
Scroll names.
Sure. Do you want? I'll scroll through all the names. Chris Luongo.
Problem is, I don't know who's actually bad because if
that's what happens when you play blind.
yeah,
Hmm.
it's more fun that way though.
It is. Yeah.
Let's go Don Beaupre.
Don Beaupre in net.
Well,
he's
let's
a
save the
Never mind.
goalie.
No,
Let's
don't
save the
pick him. Don't
goalie.
pick him.
Yeah. Frantisek
Give
Musel.
me-
Yeah, I've never heard of that guy.
pick-
Frantisek
pick him,
Musel.
Pick him.
His
Yeah,
his
that's the
son
guy.
his son played for the Vancouver Giants and a little bit around the NHL, but I have no idea what his dad did.
Okay. Pick him.
Yep.
Pick him. Okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna look up his stats right now.
Okay,
Just
drop
give
puck.
us
Oh,
one
here we go.
feedback.
No,
Columbus?
Don't do it yet.
Columbus in the 2000s. They were terrible. Take Columbus
Washed
Adam Foote. Take Aaron Rome. Andrew Castle.
Alexander Picard.
Former Canuck Andrew Castle.
What
Who
year
the
do we
hell's
have
Blake
here?
Sloan?
Curtis Dent, David. Man, they had so many players who were like just better elsewhere. That was Columbus in the 2000s.
Who's
Right.
Espen?
Espen Knutson.
What's-
No, he was good. He was good. He was a good player.
Okay.
Wasn't Derek Dorsett only there for 1 year
It was
in
at
the 2000s? Because then he became a Canuck. So that would be like his 2009
Derek Dorsett
season.
is there. You want to take
What
Derek
do you think,
Dorsett to
Mark?
play on the right wing?
He was younger though. Was he like? I know he didn't put up numbers, but can we do worse than that? Do you think?
Yeah, maybe. Probably. He's the only one I knew.
Well, he's like a known NHLer. The fact that he lasted that many games.
Who is David Ling?
Where
No
did you
idea.
see David Ling?
Left wing.
Left wing?
Yeah.
Left or right?
Scroll.
There we go. David Ling.
Yeah.
Never heard of this guy.
Sure. I've never heard of
There
this
you go.
guy.
Okay, there we go. Kings in the 60s. We've gotten this spin multiple times. This is a crapshoot,
Problem is,
right?
I don't know anyone.
This guy's name is Skip Crake.
Skip Craik. I don't trust that name at all. Put him
Lord
down.
Labossiere. We're going to take
let's go
Skip Crake to take the center of the ice. All right, Skip. Okay, you got 3 positions left. Buffalo in the 80s. Third time we've spun Buffalo in the 80s.
We also need to be mindful of eventually we're gonna need to take a goalie soon. So
Yeah.
if there's anyone that you know,
Both these guys were
was
pretty
terrible.
good, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
take them. Like the thing is to go 0-82, you need a goalie who like got called up, played 3 games, lost all 3 with like an 818 save percentage or something, right? Like
Bob Sove. Who's that? Sove?
I've
I never
heard of
heard
him
of him.
before, but
I feel like
that's
ideally
not
with a
good.
goalie, it's someone that we know is terrible.
yeah,
rather
you have to
than-
take. Don't waste it on someone you don't know. Take someone
Yeah.
you know was bad.
Mm.
Like take a defenseman here that you don't know, like Joe Ricci or Jim Schoenfeld.
Wiener?
Jim Weimer. Wanna
Oh,
take Jim
Weimer.
Yeah, let's go Jim Wiener.
Yeah, take
Jim-
Jim Weaver.
Jim Weimer.
The names on this team are pretty crazy.
Colorado Avalanche
Colorado.
in the 2020s.
Oh, but
Georgia.
okay, so is it going to be the goalie's worst or best season?
Best season.
Oh, Georgiev had like
Um,
1 or 2
Prosvetov
decent
was
seasons.
horrible.
Oh,
Prosvetov was
Prosvetov,
horrible.
yeah. Oh, Jonas
Yeah, that's our
Johansson.
guy.
Jonas Johansson.
Oh,
Don't
perfect.
you remember?
Yeah.
He got lit up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before he went to
Yeah.
Tampa.
All right.
Okay,
here
let's
we go.
see.
Okay, you got one spot left, and you can respin both. Chicago in the 2000s. They weren't very good.
Okay, yeah.
But they had some good players. Obviously,
Jack
they were
Skilly.
good. They were good by the end of the decade. Obviously. Sorry, we need left wing. You get late Bob Probert. Bob Probert by this point,
at that stage,
he was doing nothing offensively.
it's probably the
Like, I'd be
only one I
shocked if
know.
he had more than a point.
Okay, let's do it then.
Yeah, take Bobby Probert.
13, 50, and 19. Defense,
All right.
so cleaned up on the back end there. Their goalie was the limiting factor. So you guys made the right choice there with Jonas Johansson. Offense clicked a little bit. Maybe Skip Craik or David Ling were actually better than we thought. Check Skip Craik. Look, you're going to look it up, and Skip Craik had like a 30-goal season in 1969.
Yeah, I'm looking
probably.
You're looking up Skip Craik? Okay, who should I
Yeah.
look up? Let's look up David Ling.
David Ling. I've never heard of David Ling.
No, he topped out at 22 points. Wait, what team was it from?
Kings, the LA Kings.
Kings, yeah. He topped out at 22 points in 58 games.
Okay, well,
David Ling was a phenomenal pick.
he had like one game or 2 games or something.
50 games, 3 points.
Oh, so that was a great pick. Probert, maybe just Probert fighting people.
Let's see. This is going to be a funny stat card with the Pims.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he never got points.
Exactly.
This was 2000s?
2000s.
Yeah, 19 points,
Yeah,
man. 19 points.
19 points with 103
It's
Pims.
way more than Ling.
Yeah, so
That's
I don't know.
all
I don't know how
offense
this team
off
got
Probert.
13 wins, is what you're telling me, but
I feel like we drafted this team pretty well.
you guys absolutely did.
Yeah.
All right. Quickly before we wrap up, I want to see Harmon do the war room. So this is an analytics mode. It's going to show you some of their advanced stats, but no goal.
Oh, there's
goals,
a cap
assists.
too?
And you have a salary cap to work on, and it's
Okay.
since 2008. Since
Dude, what's
2008
this
only.
site called? People are asking in the chat.
PlayDynastyDraft.com. Oh well,
Are the cap hits what they were then, or are they like adjusted?
It shows you. So I'm not sure if it's adjusted or
All
not.
right, I'll help you, Harm. I'll
It's
help you.
assigning every player a cap. So you get the Kings.
Okay, we got the Kings. That's
in
pretty good. They were
2016,
an analytics
17
darling.
specifically.
So are we
specific
just
season.
so points don't matter in this? We're just targeting like Corsi and XG.
Corsi XG, and I don't know what the goalie ones are. Save percentage and expected save percentage.
Okay.
So goal saved above expected, and then Corsi for expected goals for at
interesting
5 on
because
5.
A lot of times the analytic darlings will be guys that played like third pair sheltered minutes and then just crush those minutes.
I think I saw Kyle Clifford pretty high up on that list.
Let's look at D. See, like Doughty's the best defenseman, but he doesn't have like Paul Ledoux, who I don't even really remember. Oh, Brady
McNabb, dude,
McNabb's
look
got some
down.
pretty
McNabb,
nasty
that's who you want.
numbers.
And
yeah,
on a great cap hit too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
McNabb,
let's go Brady
McNabb.
McNabb.
Entry level deal there. All right, you get St. Louis in 12-13.
Okay.
Young
Tarasenko's
Tarasenko.
Young Tarasenko's pretty good. Who did they have in net? Just out of curiosity.
Halak, Elliott, Allen. That was the year when they had all 3.
Nothing special. Might
I'd
be
go
young
Tarasenko.
Tarasenko might be the pick
Yeah, I mean, good Corsi, and again on a good cap.
on a
hit.
good contract. Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna add him there. Yeah, you got tons of cap space left, so you can take a
Can
big
ball
one.
out.
Florida in 13-14. And don't forget, you can
Ooh.
respin here because this was a bad Florida team. Although you get young Barkov, but or old Luongo.
Whose numbers were pretty damn good actually in that season.
But his save percentage relative to expected isn't like it's good. It's nothing special.
Yeah.
We might want to respin the era. See if we can. Or
Season?
it's right.
Season.
Okay, let's respin the season.
So that's risky because you got to keep in mind
Yeah, that's
Florida.
risky, never mind.
Since 2008, Florida's had a lot more bad teams and bad players.
You're right.
Teams.
I was thinking like decades. I was like, oh, we'll get the 2020s, but
whereas like thinking about that era, right? There's a lot of good teams with some good players. So you want to go with the new team?
Sure, yeah, let's do new team.
Pittsburgh. So you made the right choice.
Nice.
Okay, so this is where like Sid's the best player by far.
Yeah,
but
good
his
expected
numbers
goals
are good, but they're not like
Pascal
dominant.
Dupuis.
There's no Pascal Dupuis.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this is why it's confusing to try and draft this team.
You could take Fleury in that.
Fleury's whatever. Let's just go. Let's look in the back end for a sec.
Letang wasn't great with those numbers. Niskanen.
These are only fine. Let's go Sid. Let's just take Sid.
Yeah, I mean, just take Sidney Crosby.
Leadership.
Okay, the Rangers in 18-19.
Oh, I don't know if this team was actually good underlying wise.
Unfortunately, you get Lundqvist towards the end of his career. Yeah. I mean, you could spin a new season.
18. Let's keep scrolling. Maybe there's like a guy in here. No, most of these guys are sub 50.
Yeah.
Let's respin the season.
9-10.
9-10.
Oh yeah. This is a good season.
Lundqvist is pretty good there.
Yeah.
921 versus a 906. Let's keep scrolling in case there's someone else that like pops off. Sean
Avery.
Yeah, I feel like Lundqvist is a pick.
Yeah, I think so. All right, 2 spots left. You got $17.5 million to spend. You get the Islanders in 16-17.
We got to take a left winger and an LD
or a defenseman. Yeah.
Okay. Can we look at left wingers for a sec?
Sure can.
This is pretty mid. Lee's not horrible, but we can
look at defense.
This is pretty
bad.
Pretty bad.
Lee.
Well, hold on. We got one spin left. We got 2 slots.
No spins left.
Oh, we don't have any. I think we got to take Anders Lee then.
Anders Lee, which means you're going to be left with a defenseman from the 23-24 Seattle Kraken.
Oh yeah,
not terrible. Yeah. Dunn had decent number. Oh, Justin Schultz had better numbers than him. Hey,
Dumoulin.
See, this is what I mean, right? Like Dumoulin had the best numbers because he played on the third pair. I guess you have to go with Dumoulin.
Ryan Dumoulin, 56, 19, and 7.
Nice. Good team, huh?
Oh, so this takes WAR into account.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was pure based on like the Corsi 4 and expected.
Oh yeah, so Dumoulin and McNabb hurt you,
right?
there.
Okay.
Whereas Crosby was elite.
Oh, I thought this was purely off of the XG.
Let me do a team now. I want to see if I can beat Harmon, so-called analytics genius.
We can run this back. We'll run it back together. We'll go quick.
I was just joking. We don't. Do you guys want to do another one?
Oh, we don't have to run this back.
I think Harm. Do you want the redemption? Enough. Just speed run it.
Okay, I'll speed run this. 30, I'll just take Eichel. Let's do it. We're gonna speed run this.
Yeah, Chicago 17-18.
17-18. Taves is pretty nasty. Crawford's number. Let's go Corey Crawford.
He outplayed his expected save percentage.
Yeah, okay.
And a little bit cheaper on the cap.
21-22 Chicago.
This is brutal. Respin the season. This is a bad year.
Oh no.
9-10. Great respin.
We're taking Taves. Take Taves. Those are crooked numbers.
We already have a center.
Oh damn it. Okay.
Patty Kane.
Or we could have taken
flying
well, that's fine. Just take Kane.
Calgary in 11-12.
11-12.
We are low on cap space. Oh, what about Kiprusoff? What's Kiprusoff's numbers?
We already have a goalie.
I didn't realize we were capped out. I did not.
Already have a goalie.
We ran out of time in betting.
Or defense, maybe?
Defense. Someone cheap.
TJ
Brody.
Yeah.
Brody's the
TJ Brody's good.
Yeah, you need a left wing and a defenseman.
We're capped out.
Oh, yeah.
We were speedrunning it, so I didn't pay attention to the cap too much.
Your score will affect the overspend. That's so funny. We've run out of cap space completely.
Yeah.
So what do we got to take, a D and a winger?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to go cheap here.
But if we're going to have an overage, we might as well just like spend on someone who's actually good.
Yeah.
But it'll affect our score. the higher we go above the cap.
Yeah, but damn, this is so mid. What other
Teams.
Let's try it.
Well,
Screw it.
yeah, I guess we're hoping
Dallas.
for a good rookie. Oh, it's like rookie Jamie Benn.
Niskanen's not bad. Niskanen's got good numbers and he's league minimum. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Last spin. Here we go. Tampa.
Oh, they're not
Left
gonna have
wing.
cheap good guys. Left wing.
Nick Paul. Killorn. Or
Nick Paul.
it gave us more cap space all of a sudden. I don't know why, but you could afford Hagel.
Okay. Well, this is. I don't know if this is like. Okay, whatever. Let's just take Hagel.
Hagel.
52, 22, and
Seems
8.
worse than before.
Yeah.
All right.
Again, it was tough on defense, but forwards looked good. Goalie was good.
Wow, people really wanted us to do this. Okay, cool. I wasn't watching the chat, but people were very into this, so I'm glad. I'm glad people were into it. Anything else that either of you wanted to get in? Anything else ahead of the weekend? Canada ties Bosnia. That's disappointing, right, Jacob?
Well, they dominated the game. They were the better team. They were the better team the whole game. They needed a point.
Can they still like advance easily or what?
Yeah, I mean, if they beat Qatar, who is the worst team in their group, they will go through. Like the 4 points is kind of with the new format. 4 points is kind of like the safe zone. Once you're there, it's like the odds of not going through with 4 points. You're looking at like less than 0.1%. So a win against Qatar, and you could lose to Switzerland and still go through.
Okay, well, let's get to our Bet365 bet of the day then. Tonight, there's no NBA Finals. There's no Stanley Cup Final. But thankfully, you've got regular season baseball, folks. Tonight, the Seattle Mariners are in Washington to take on the Nationals. Bryce Miller is on the bump. And I'll tell you, last outing, 9 strikeouts for Miller. Before that, 6. Before that, 4. Before that, 7. I am taking Bryce Miller to get 6 or more strikeouts this evening at plus 160 odds. You can get that over at Bet365. Every sports fan will tell you that not all games are created equal. Sometimes the excitement just isn't there. Sometimes you get a dud. It happens. But at Bet365, boring games are a thing of the past. Now, there's always a reason to tune in, even if the score isn't one of them. And while they can't make every game exciting, they can help fans get excited about every game. Bet365, download the app today. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. We got a super chat here. It said McDavid. I like that. McDavid Quadrelli. When I'm at Stick and Puck, people have been calling me this. So he said, McDavid Quadrelli, can you open Pokemon cards next? I don't know if honestly, I don't know the answer. They're so hard to come by. They're so hard to come by these days. But I will tell everybody that we did just make a run to Zephyr Epic. We got some new boxes to open, and I'm not going to spoil what they are for the video because we're going to do it after the draft is all I'm going to say, because the box we got could have some big hits of players that the Canucks might draft later this month. So we're waiting to open those. But yeah, I did get some new cards from Zephyr Epic, and I'll be opening those very soon. But if you want to get cards of your own, go to ZephyrEpic.com. Use the link that we have, please. It is available in the podcast description. It's in the YouTube description. Our Zephyr Epic affiliate link. Make sure you click on that and go make your purchase. ZephyrEpic.com. Use the promo code HockeySE. All one word, capital letters, HockeySE. All right. Anything else, Arm? Right on. We'll close it out there. For my co-host Harmon Dial and our technical producer Jacob Azar, my name is Dave Quadrelli. Thanks so much to the episode of Canucks Conversation.
Canucks Conversation is live Monday through Friday, every weekday at 2 p.m. over on the Canucks Army YouTube channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, and interact in the YouTube live chat every day with us, folks.